Hi guys! So this is a pretty anticipated video. I think I've gotten tweets and comments and everything like that on when I'm going to upload this video. And I've been waiting to get my pictures and my video back from my photographer to do this so I can give you guys some visuals, because I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot to vlog on my wedding day. But I will say this. It's extremely hard to vlog on your wedding day. Why? Because you are so busy with everything going on. The last thing you're going to think of is to grab that camera and record. But lucky for me, I have friends who took videos of things. My photographer did a video of the ceremony, which is going to be linked at the end of this video just because it is 11 minutes long. And I do have little clips that people have either posted on either Snapchat, Instagram, or Facebook of what was going on. So I do have a good amount of footage for you guys, and I figured rather than just edit it together and not really talk about it, I would kind of show it here, which is why I'm off to the side, show some pictures and everything like that here, and then include the ceremony at the end. So basically, yeah. I was up at like 5:30 in the morning on my wedding day. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. And ironically enough, Lindsay sent me a text message at like 6 o'clock and was like, "It's your wedding day." And I don't know why I'm so excited, but I am up and I wrote my maid of honor speech already. And do you want to go get the boys breakfast? Because we didn't have to leave for our hair appointment until like 7:30. So we went to the bakery that's usually open really early on Saturdays, and we got the boys breakfast. And then we headed off to our hair appointment. And that took a really long time. And the thing with my wedding day is that if you guys watch my vlogs, at the beginning of that week, rain was expected for that day. From like the Sunday before all the way up to the end, they said rain, 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 rain. So I was preparing for the worst. I had a talk with my wedding coordinator, and we had planned to move the ceremony from inside because I had a little spot where we can do it inside and stuff like that. And I spoke to my photographer, and she was like, "We'll make it work." And the rain was only supposed to be expected around the time of my ceremony, of course. It was supposed to be from like 7 a.m. off and on showers until like 3:30, and my ceremony was at 2, so I wasn't gonna do that, so we moved it inside. And it became this ongoing joke with Alanis Morissette's Ironic, the whole song, all week. One of my groomsmen kept singing it to me as like a joke, and it literally became the anthem for that day. That on the ride to get my hair done, I was super like getting anxious and nervous about the weather and everything like that, because with like hair and stuff, that Lindsay started blasting it on the radio, and we belted it out so loud, and it felt so good, and it was so fun, and we were just screaming it at the top of our lungs, because just to kind of get out all of that anxious stress, and it was really, really awesome. So me, Lindsay, and Liz got kind of like vintagey style hair. I was seriously so nervous because I was growing out my hair for this hairstyle, and I wanted this type of hairstyle for so long that I was growing my hair out for it, and it came out amazing. I was so in love with it. You'll see pictures as it goes through. I was so completely in love with my hairstyle, and like Lindsay had like little victory rolls, and Liz kind of had like a swoop kind of thing going on. She wanted it completely down, but with the rain they suggested that because she had such long hair to kind of swoop it to the side just in case her hair fell. But everything, I had like this strict timeline with things, so everything was going accordingly. We went back to the house, and I did a big thing where I decided I was gonna do my own wedding makeup. I got so much either really good positive feedback about me doing it, or you're gonna stress out, you're gonna freak out. What people don't understand is, at least with me, I get calm when I do my own makeup. Like, I put my earbuds in, I do my makeup, and I focus. So I figured it was going to be a good calming thing. And I got my makeup done for Lindsay's wedding, and she got the same exact thing. And a lot of makeup artists upcharge when it's bridal. And literally, I could do what I wanted to do to my makeup. So I wanted my makeup to be in my hands. So not only did I do my makeup, but I also helped Lindsay and Liz with their makeup. And my photographer was there, and she got shots of all of us getting ready and everything like that, and it was just super cute and super fun. Especially Willow was helping me do Lindsay's makeup, so that was really cute. We got to the venue, and it's actually kind of a funny story, but we got to the venue and the rain had stopped, but it was still really slippery, like, outside, so I was so glad I moved it inside. We got to the venue, I had my own little bridal suite, and my wedding coordinator was like, do you want to go upstairs and check out what we have set up? And to get upstairs from the downstairs, you had to go through outside, so it was a little bit wet. And I checked out everything, and I came back downstairs, and right when I was coming through the hall, in true Ashley fashion, I slipped, and I fell, and I scraped my knee. I was fine, but I, like, kind of caught myself with my knee, and the only part that hit the ground was my knee. So I was super duper punk rock with my scraped knee, and it kind of became a funny joke, like Ashley fell on her wedding day. At least it was. The venue is I had my own bridal suite, so we had some place to kind of drink some alcoholic beverages to calm our nerves and hang out while the boys did their beforehand photos, and when we did our beforehand photos, because we just kind of wanted to get a lot of the group ones out of the way, so we weren't stuck with like the last hour, the cocktail hour, just kind of hanging out and taking all these ridiculous photos. And Eric and I had decided to do first looks. And the cool thing about the venue was, I didn't even notice this until we got there, the downstairs has a men and women's bathroom that are like split apart by a wall, and you see like men's and ladies. And I was like, this is going to be the perfect spot for first look. So I talked to my photographer, she grabbed Eric, and we did it. And I will give you guys this, I am so glad that we did the first looks, because it gave, first of all, me and Eric that like moment together before the wedding. It gave us a little bit of alone time in a day when we're going to be pulled back and forth and kind of hectic. And also, it kind of got that huge emotional part out of the way, so that way I wasn't sobbing during the ceremony. Really special to me that I had my dad on me, so I had a locket or a kind of a charm that was attached to my bouquet. So it was like my dad was giving me away, but my uncle was doing it too. And he was a rock star all day, that man. I give him so much credit. He was bringing me drinks. He was checking up on me. He really did my dad proud. Before the ceremony, we're all kind of hanging out in the back room. Eric was up front, and our officiant was a little bit late because of traffic and the rain and stuff. And I decided to have a little moment with my flower girls, because my flower girls was Willow, my goddaughter, Eric's and now my niece Sophia, and my cousin's daughter Yamani, who was actually the first baby I ever actually held. She's 7. Good. So we had this little pep talk, and my photographer captured it perfectly, because we did a little pinky swear, like, you guys are gonna just be good, okay? Because they were running crazy. That's one thing about having kids there, is they don't really know what's going on, and they're just kind of doing their own thing. But those girls were so awesome. They were so freaking cute with their little capes. I talk to you guys personally like this, it's hard for me with people. Like, I get really anxious and nervous. But it was awesome, and the bridal party walked down the aisle to Jessie and the Rippers Forever, which you guys aren't going to see in the video because my photographer kind of dubbed over it in case for copyright reasons. But they walked down the aisle to Jessie and the Rippers Forever, and standing in the back, I could hear people like, Jessie and the Rippers, and they were laughing, and it was a really kind of fun thing that actually the next night, that Full House episode on Nickelodeon was the Jessie and the Rippers Forever episode, so I feel like that's just going to be linked to my wedding ceremony forever, pun intended. So I came down the aisle, and I didn't tell my uncle this, to the Imperial March. So the music starts, and my uncle looks at me, and we haven't walked down yet because it was starting, and he looked and he goes, "You're really walking down the aisle to the Imperial March?" And he had this big smile on his face, and I nodded, and he was just like chuckling the whole time, because he knew that I was going to be really nervous and really emotional, because obviously this is something my dad should have been doing. So the whole time he was just kind of giving me a pep talk and trying to keep me laughing and smiling, and that was really refreshing. And then that moment where you get to the front of the aisle and I saw Eric, even though I just saw him before, I got really choked up, but I'm so glad for first looks because I would have lost. Eric and I did a knot tying ceremony, which you guys will see because we're getting tattoos done for our bands. We haven't gotten them yet. And it was really, really funny because you guys are going to see it in the ceremony, but the ribbon wasn't untied, and it was just kind of a bad thing that happened, but it ended up being funny afterwards. But I'm going to save all the ceremony stuff to the end of the video when you guys can see it, because you guys can watch it yourself. So after the whole ceremony thing, we got to take our pictures, and what was really cool is even though the cocktail hour was going on upstairs, we still had food delivered down to us, so we still got to actually eat. Because you know how many times I've heard horror stories of I forgot to eat on my wedding day because I was doing so much? Yeah, pictures and everything like that. There's so many. If you guys want to see them all, follow me on Instagram. But we dressed up in our like little superhero uniforms, and we got some really cool family photos and some really just awesome photos. So big props to my photographer Barb for getting those pictures. The thing that I was nervous about was our first dance, because I'm not usually used to being the center of attention. I'm awkward, and I knew that it wasn't gonna be anything fancy. So when we were picking songs, I knew the song that I wanted to do. Like, I knew the bridal party was going to come out to Talk Nerdy to Me, which is a funny song. Me and Eric are going to come out to Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue, because our first dance was going to be to Rivers, the lead singer of Weezer's solo project, and the song is called I Was Made For You, and it was on a mixtape or a mix CD that Eric made me when we first started dating. And it was awkward because I have no rhythm. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm the whitest white girl when it comes to dancing. I have no rhythm. So Eric made me less awkward, if you can believe it. It started off kind of awkward, and then like he would spin me or he'd make me laugh, and it was just like the perfect moment. We kept our masks on from the photo shoot that we did. And it was probably one of my favorite moments, because first off, it was the first time aside from first looks that we got to just talk to each other, and it was really, really nice. And I think I have a video, if I'm gonna put it right here, of what it was. I'm sorry if you guys can't be sniffling. I have allergies and I'm recovering from a cold. But anyways, one of the things that I knew was gonna be very emotional for me, and that was the father-daughter dance. I'd asked my uncle if he wanted to do it with me. He didn't have to, but if he did, I wanted it to be special. And that was because, obviously, my dad. One of my dad's favorite bands was Warrant, and along with a bunch of other bands. But I wanted this to be really, really special, and my uncle did too. He's like, I don't want you to make it a song for me. I want you to make it a song for him. So I picked Warrant's Heaven because, first off, I remember listening to Warrant with my dad back in the day when I was younger, and I remember the album cover for that Warrant album. So, and not to mention, Heaven is a song about a daughter and a father and daughter, and obviously heaven, come on guys, it's perfectly fitting. And I didn't think I was gonna lose it, and in fact, talking about it, I'm gonna start crying. But my uncle took me, and my uncle's not an emotional guy. Like, my uncle's pretty serious. He took me and we started dancing, and right when the first verse started, I just started to cry. And I couldn't look up at anybody because I knew that if I saw anyone else crying, I was gonna cry. And my uncle just placed my head on his shoulder and just rubbed my back and just let me cry. And you could tell in the pictures especially that he was getting emotional. And I didn't know it at the time, but like Lindsay and Liz told me that they didn't cry during any other part of the wedding, but they cried at that. And like, even though it wasn't announced like, hey, this is why she's doing this, it was just, this is Ashley's dance with her uncle, everyone in that room, because it was a really small wedding, knew why. And apparently everybody was crying. I wasn't intentionally trying to make everyone cry. It was more of a moment for me. But midway through the song, I have a small clip that my friend Julie took of the beginning, but midway through the song, my uncle started cracking jokes, and he was making me laugh and just kind of breaking me out of the sadness and made it really happy. And then we just started belting it out and singing it, and it was so much, it ended up being really emotional and then turning into something that was really, really fun. And I'm really glad that I had that, because I was so afraid. I was like, should I do this? Do I want to do this? And then at the end of the song, he gave me this big hug, and I was just like, he'd be so proud of us. We made it through. And I'm crying right now talking about this. But one of the hardest things, oh my god, I'm crying on YouTube. Yay. One of the hardest things about this was knowing that I had to go through this without my dad. So having my uncle there with me and for me was probably one of the best things, because I don't know, he definitely did do my dad proud, and he definitely did everything like above expectation for him. And that dance just literally meant the absolute world to me. Okay, I'm a little bit better now. Eric danced with his mom to Bob Dylan's Forever Young because he wanted not a really serious song, obviously, to follow up my whole debacle. But it was really fun, and she enjoyed it. And Eric's mom's kind of a quiet person, so she wasn't really like quite emotional with it, but it was a really cute moment. After dinner, we decided to do the cake, and dinner was really like crazy long. Lindsay and Nate did their speeches, and they knocked it out of the park. Let me tell you, Lindsay made me laugh and cry with hers, and it was just fantastic. Definitely like amazing. And so did Nate. Nate's was just absolutely perfect. But for cutting the cake, we of course did it like you saw our wedding shower video to Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers, which is also in Ghosts, which is an inside joke between my whole friends group. And I smashed cake in Eric's face. There's a video. I'm going to post the video right now, and you guys can see the whole thing. Ceremony. It was so much fun. It was just a lot to oh, I'm so glad that Lindsay caught that on tape. We did a lot of dancing after that. Me and my friend Rox, you guys know her from my vlogs, completely busted out in full-blown Everybody Backstreet's Back. No one knows that I know all the choreography to that dance. And after a couple of drinks, yeah, it happens. We completely busted out in Everybody Backstreet's Back, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. And we also busted out dancing to Let's Go to the Mall by Robin Sparkles. That was fun too. There was a lot of fun dancing. We had an awesome photo booth, which was super fun. And then once everything kind of dwindled down, we did karaoke, which was fun. Eric and I opened up with Love Shack, which I was losing my voice and I didn't do that great with. And then Eric did I Believe in a Thing Called Love by the Darkness, which is not only one of his go-to karaoke songs, it's also one of his favorite songs. And then I decided to bust out my sweet rap skills. That's right, everybody, I have sweet rap skills to Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch's Good Vibrations, because I know every word to that song. And Nate was my backup singer. Along with that, Nate and Eric decided that they wanted to do their rendition of DMX, Party Up, because it's been like the anthem for our wedding party, and that was pretty awesome. Maybe I'll include a clip of that and hopefully not get copyrighted, but those boys, oh my god, they were amazing. They just blew the whole song.
Woo, y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me act a fool. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me lose my cool. Up in here. I got to bring it to you cowards, and it's gonna pick. Are you willing to hand for my and all the mother catch you run when you done with done quick? How the you gone with the dog on the bump? And then a tongue click, now 1-1. All over some dumb shit, ain't that some? Around me like a stripper ball, cause every time you come around it's like what? I just gotta get my and I don't hoop to think you do, but I'm not him, I ran slim, so watch what you do. Or you gon' find yourself buried next to someone else. And we all thought you loved yourself, but that couldn't have been the issue. Or maybe they didn't saying that now cause they miss you. And maybe that's the issue, that's why you're laying on your back, looking at the roof of the church, preaching tell the truth and it hurts. Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me act a fool. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me lose my cool. Up in here, up in here. Off the chain, I'll leave.
And to end karaoke, we of course decided that we had to do Alanis Morissette's Ironic, because why wouldn't we? It was definitely fitting for the day, and that's how we ended it. And then to end everything else for the day, my DJ, who's actually a family friend, knows how much I love Good Charlotte, so she played Good Charlotte's the anthem, and me, Liz, and like the whole wedding party and the rest of the people there just kind of went on the dance floor and started just dancing, and it was so much fun. I looked absolutely ridiculous in the video, but it was so much fun just to kind of dance around to Good Charlotte at my wedding. And to end off the night, because we started the reception to Motley Crue Kickstart My Heart, we ended it to Home Sweet Home, which was pretty fun because we and Eric broke out our sweet air guitar skills, and everyone just kind of huddled up in a circle, and we just kind of belted out Home Sweet Home. It was very appropriate, very fitting, a perfect ending to the night. So now that that's 20-something minutes long of me explaining and showing clips and videos, we're going to get right on to the ceremony. So if you made it this far, awesome. If you skipped to the ceremony part, I don't really blame you because that was a lot. And the only reason I explained it and showed clips is because you guys asked for it, which means the absolute world to me that you guys actually wanted to see all of this. Like, I couldn't believe everyone was like, where's your wedding vlog? Are you doing a wedding vlog? Is your wedding vlog going up? So thank you so much to everyone who asked about it and wanted to see it. I'm going to lead you guys right into the ceremony right now with everything. I was going to have Eric be in this video with me, but our work schedule has been insane lately. Like, we've been completely working opposite shifts for the last week and a half, and I just really wanted to get this up for you guys. So yeah, this is going to go right into the ceremony, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up and show me some love. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think of everything, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So on to the ceremony.
May I ask who gives this woman to this man?
I do.
Thank you. On behalf of Eric and Ashley, I'd like to welcome you. I'd also like to take a moment to welcome and remember those loved ones who are no longer with us, specifically the bride's father, Bobby. We know they are here in love and spirit. After being together for approximately 5 years, today Eric and Ashley are to be joined in the bonds of matrimony. Of all the men, women, and comic book characters they know, they have chosen each other as partners in their life's journey together. Actually, I'm going to ask you to hand your bouquet over. And at this time, please face each other as you are. And take notice of each other's hands, because these are the hands that will help you through life's journey. These are the hands that will greet you and say, I love you, each time they touch. These are the hands that will caress you in times of joy and celebration. These are the hands that will wipe your tears in times of sadness and sorrow. Where there were only 2 hands before, now through this marriage there are 4. May these hands guard you, guide you, and love you all the days of your life. And now I'm going to ask you to please answer to your vows. Eric, do you come before this gathering of friends and family to proclaim your love and devotion for Ashley? Do you promise to love her, respect her, and care for her during times of joy and hardship? Do you commit yourself to share your feelings of happiness and sadness? And do you pledge to remain faithful to her always, for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And do you, Ashley, come before this gathering of friends and family to proclaim your love and devotion for Eric? Do you promise to love him, respect him, and care for him during times of joy and hardship? And do you commit yourself to share your feelings of happiness and sadness? And do you pledge to remain faithful to him always, for as long as you both shall live? Perfect. And now I'm going to ask that you please repeat after me. I, Eric, take you, Ashley,
I, Eric, take you, Ashley,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I will cherish our friendship
I will cherish our friendship
and love you
and love you
today,
today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
and forever.
and forever.
I will trust you
I will trust you
and honor you.
and honor you.
I will love you faithfully
I will love you faithfully
through the good times
through the good times
and the bad.
and the bad.
I will be patient
I will be patient
and honest.
and honest.
I will be trusting
I will be trusting
and open.
and open.
I will laugh with you,
I will laugh with you,
cry with you,
cry with you,
and share
and share
my deepest feelings
my deepest feelings
with you.
with you.
As I have given you
As I have given you
my hand to hold,
my hand to hold,
so I give you
so I give you
my life
my life
to keep.
to keep.
Perfect. And Ashley, I'm going to ask you the same. I, Ashley, take you, Eric, to be my husband. I will cherish our friendship and love you today, tomorrow, and forever. I will trust you and honor you. I will love you faithfully through the best of times and the worst of times. I will listen and be patient. I will be trusting and open. I will laugh with you, cry with you, and share my deepest feelings with you. As I have given you my hand to hold, so I give you my life to keep. Perfect. Now, marriage is a sign and a symbol of the wedding rings, which you will later get tattooed as the symbols that the two of you are joined in a loving relationship that is permanent, just as the tattooed ink. Even when you are apart, your tattooed rings will remind you that you are still together. They are the symbols of how you belong to each other, body, heart, and soul. Once you take the symbol of the rings of marriage, you can no longer live on your own, by yourself or for yourself. You must live for one another, for the symbol is not only for your finger. You have sealed your hearts with love for each other. You are no longer two, but one. You are no longer alone and single, but you are complete and fulfill one another. This happens through the mutual love you vow before this gathering of friends and family. And now at this time, Eric and Ashley have chosen to incorporate the ancient Celtic ritual of hand fasting into their wedding ceremony today. Hand fasting was a word used by ancient Celts to describe their traditional trial marriage ceremony, during which couples were literally bound together. Thus, the origin and the expression of tying the knot. Hand fasting is a very powerful declaration of intent, where the bride and groom clearly state that they are marrying of their own free will. I'm going to ask that you drape that over their hands. And for every vow I ask them and they answer, would you please bring it up and tie a knot? Let's see how it does. Okay. And we do want blood circulated, so. Eric and Ashley, know that before you go any further, that since your lives have crossed in this life, and you have formed eternal and sacred bonds. And as you enter this marriage, know that within this circle, you are not only declaring your intent to be handfasted before your family and friends, but symbolically binding your lives one to the other. Do you both seek to enter this ceremony? Ashley and Eric, I ask you once again to look into each other's eyes. Will you honor and respect one another and seek to never break this honor? Eric and Ashley, will you share each other's pain and seek to ease it? Eric and Ashley, will you share the burdens of each other so that your spirits may grow? Eric and Ashley, will you share each other's laughter and look for the brightness in life and the positive in each other? And I'm going to ask you to tie that, please. So your lives and spirits are joined in a union of love and trust. Above you are the stars, and below you is the earth. Like the stars, your love should be a constant source of light, and like the earth, a firm foundation from which to grow. You have tied the knot very nicely. Anger, greed, despair, jealousy. All emotions found regularly against the Marvel comic universe that both Ashley and Eric enjoy. But what about love? Love itself is a unique superpower. Like Superman, it is strong. Like Wonder Woman, it protects. Like the Green Arrow, love fights to do what's right. Like the Black Canary, your love should sound off and in a wonderful ultrasonic ear-splitting cry, so that when villains try to strike, or you're unable to solve a riddle or puzzle within the marriage, stay strong, for the survival of this relationship is your responsibility. Eric and Ashley, you are true superheroes to one another, and your powers are limitless. Take your given powers and look into each other's eyes and tell me, what is it that you see? Yes, you see each other's heart. So together, may your dreams become tomorrow's memories. Together, may your hopes become realities. Together, may the love you share become a way of life. And together, may you always know true joy as husband and wife. Remember, it doesn't matter where you go in life, what you have, or what you do. It matters on who you are with. And so now, Eric Michael Smith and Ashley Ann DeMello. In so much the two of you have agreed to live together in holy matrimony, have promised your love for each other by these vows, the joining and the binding of your hands, in the presence of your wedding party, family, and friends, as well as my presence. And by the superpowers in myself, I now pronounce you to be husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.